Hi everybody, it's Pastor Eric again, and thanks for joining in with this Messy Church instructional video. We've got lots of really good things happening this month, and I'm going to go through the bag here in just a moment, but everybody should be receiving your bag on Wednesday, so please be mindful of that. Our drivers have been instructed to do the social distancing, and if you're not home, we'll just knock and leave it, but please try to get it. As there is there's some chocolate in there, we don't want it to melt. I think the temperature will be such that we shouldn't have much of a problem tomorrow. But here we go. I've got my cup of tea here, my cuppa with my PG Tips monkey. So I'm ready to go there. I got some scissors, I got some sticky tape, and here we go. So in your bag, you'll be getting all sorts of things. We tried to have some additional things this month to try and keep you, loads of things going on, keep you busy. So one of the first things you'll see is a little booklet like this. It is Rosend Community Baptist Church, Messy Church. Welcome to Messy Church, Unity in the Community. Inside this booklet is all sorts of things. I wanted to highlight that the story we're going to be looking at this month is a story about a chapter called Nehemiah, and we're going to go through that. So we have a read through that. Sort of gives you some basic ideas, and when we do our huddle time video, we'll be talking about that and kind of bringing out a few of those things. There is a spot the difference puzzle on there. See if you can spot all the differences between that picture and that picture. I'll be posting the answer sometime in the next few days. So give you a few days to work through that. Also, there is a word find like we did last time and a coloring page as well. So those pictures, those pages particularly relating to the story that we're going to be doing. But then for these next several pages, I really saw this and I really liked it. And what this is for the rest of the book, for the rest of the booklet, is a COVID-19 time capsule. So this is for you to go through with your mom and dad or whoever looks after you and go through all different sorts of things. There are all different kind of things in here. For example, this is take a moment and fill in these pages for your future self. So this is for you to hold on to remember back at this time. And it has been tough. I know it's been hard not being able to get out and play with your mates and go to the park and all those different kind of things. And I know things are being relaxed just a little bit right now, and it is still difficult. I realize that. And hopefully this will help you get through some of those times, okay? So there's all different kind of pages in here. There's things about you. There's things about how you're feeling about this time. There's things about my community. We're going to be talking about community, talking about when you're not stuck at home, you are safe at home. So here's some different things that you're doing while you're at home to keep you busy. And your handprint, we're going to be talking about a handprint in just a second. Maybe you had a birthday, maybe you had something that you couldn't go out and celebrate, but you just wanted to put down that you had a birthday during these isolation days and how you celebrated your birthday. And then you have a letter to yourself and a letter, moms and dads, parents, guardians. If you could do a little letter to your child as well, and then an interview with your parents. So all kinds of really cool things. Don't feel like you have to blow through this and get it all done in one sitting or one hour or 1/2 hour. Take your time, really do a good job with that. And I'd love to see some of the things that come from that. So that's a really important bit, okay? That booklet. Then you get 2 of these. We'll be talking about these in just a moment. 2 of these right here. These are 2 of these. There we go. 2 of these pieces of card. These are going to be bricks that we're going to be cutting out, and I want to challenge you to make a wall out of these bricks. Now the idea of this is that in the story, Nehemiah was building a wall to protect the city of Jerusalem, But in our situation, we're talking about unity in the community. I want you to put down on those bricks, and we're going to do one here, and I'll show you how this is going to work. I want you to put down what all bits you are doing to help your community. And we'll go through that in just a second, okay? And then in there is another little leaflet. Now this leaflet is a special invitation to all the parents and everyone who looks after you. I got hooked up with Andy Morell, and he does an amazing thing with laser cutting and laser designing. And he's inviting everyone to join on to their Facebook page where you can just have an experience of designing something with a laser cutter and actually going on a website, designing something, and they will cut it out and do the engraving for you and send it to you. What an amazing thing that is. I've done that already with a plaque. I've done a little keychain thing. And I'm doing a key holder right now, and I'm going to send it in. And it's a really, really good opportunity. Andy was really kind. He actually cut out some of the bits. I'll show you here in just a minute. He cut out a piece of card for us with a hole in it. It would have taken us forever to do that, but he did it with his laser cutter, and I really appreciate Andy for helping us do that. So take a look at that. So moms and dads, if you would, grandmas and grandpas, whoever is watching this, if you'd like to join on to this, grab that leaflet, take a look at that, pop onto their Facebook site, and be able to see how you can make that happen. Also, you're going to be receiving a puzzle, okay? So it's a blank puzzle, and what I want you to do is I want you to draw on this puzzle, I want you to draw a picture of the sort of things that you think are important to help your community. It could be something like you helping your parents by listening, by doing maybe your homeschool work. It could be something like you helping keep the house tidy, you listening to your parents even during this tough time of having to stay at home. It could be you doing the social distancing. It could be maybe you with a face mask over a mask, anything that you want to do. For me, with the magic of television and YouTube, I did mine of Messy Church. So these are all the different people who are involved in helping make all the Messy Church bags, and all the people who put things together and helped in all different sorts of ways. And I have a little Messy Church sign up there and some different colored balloons and all the different people. And if you could spot me, I'm the one right there with not much hair in the middle and some red hair on the sides. That's me. And so what the cool thing is, this is a jigsaw. So after you do your picture, now some of yours may be slightly broken up in the bag. That's okay. Just put it back together again, but they will come apart. And then, like that. And then after you draw it on there, then you have your jigsaw and you can put it back together again, okay? So the whole idea is that all the different pieces come together, just like all the different people in the community coming together to help everyone get through this time. We appreciate all the people who are called the community connectors. These are people who help get shopping for different people and to run errands and maybe to pick up medication, all that sort of thing. Elaine Spencer and Lorraine have really done a lot of work to try and coordinate all that, so we really appreciate them for doing all that work. And then in here we have a piece of fabric like that. So what we want to do is that we want to make some bunting that shows unity in the community. So now this would be for all the children. So parents, we want you to help your children with the crafts and get stuck in there with them and help them do stuff and work with them. And that's one of the really important things of Messy Church. Now this one, parents, you have to help your kids, but because of the size of what it is, see, my hand is not gonna fit on that. Okay, it's not gonna fit on that. But for the children, put your hand on there. I want you to do an outline of your hand and then color it in, decorate it however way you like. And then what I'm going to ask you to do, I'm going to ask you to go down to the post office, and I'm going to have a box down there. They've already approved it, so everything's ready to go. I'm going to have a box down there that's clearly marked for Messy Church, for the Messy Church Bunting. You take it down there. I think they're open 10 while 3, I think, Monday through Friday, and I think they're open 2 or 3 hours on a Saturday. But if you take it down there, drop it into the box, and then I'm going to collect all those, and we're going to string them all together with some ribbon, and then we're going to hang it up probably outside the Fence at Home Scar just for a little bit of time, just so everyone can see all the work that you've done. And that'd be awesome to get loads and loads and loads of them back. Also in your bag, you will find a Kinder Egg, okay? So I'm not going to eat this. This will be for you, or if you want to, you can send it back to me and I can eat 4 or 5. No, probably that would not be a good idea. So this is your Kinder Egg. Enjoy. It's a fun surprise on the inside as well, okay? Now, we got a load of bags of crisps given to us. So you may or may not get a bag of crisps. This was very much a last minute thing, but we didn't have enough to put one into every bag. So I'm going to ask you, please, 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 if you didn't get one, please don't be upset. It's not that we were trying to be mean or trying to give more to somebody than somebody else. That's not the case. We just didn't have enough to go around to everybody. I tell the story so often that when I was little, my mom was one of those sorts that she was so afraid of all her 4 kids, them not being treated fairly, and so we didn't get to have we didn't have a whole lot growing up, and every once in a while we would get some Frosties for breakfast. Normally we had like corn flakes or something like that. And so in the morning, Mom would get out 4 bowls, donk, 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 and she'd pour the Frosties into the bowls for me and my brothers and my sister. And I just remember that so clearly, that she just made sure that everyone got the same amount. Obviously, I can't do that. But, and I do apologize that we didn't have a bag of crisps for everyone, and I know they may not be your favorite kind. If they're not their favorite kind, they can give them to your mom or your dad, or share them with your brother or sister. But they are there for you. So we got to the bunting. So please do your handprint on the bunting. Do the outline, parents, with a felt tip, something that will show up. Color it in, decorate it in, take it to the where? Post office. Drop it in the box. It'll say Messy Church. And then you'll be done with that. I'll collect those. And then we have a, oops, where'd mine go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? I shall find it. Oh, there it is. We have I told you we had the card with the bricks on it, okay? So what you need to do is you need to cut those out, and I have one that is nearly cut out. Now, this is the bit that's going to be a little bit niggly, because what's important for these is to try and be as exact as you can. Okay, so I've cut mine out, and all the little bits and pieces should look like that. And so what you're gonna do is all the lines that are the solid lines, you'll cut out along the solid lines, and all the lines that are the dotted lines, you're going to fold. And this where it is a little bit sticky, is a little bit niggly, because it is quite stiff card. And because it's quite stiff card, it makes it a little bit tough to fold along the lines. But what you want to try and do is you want to fold along those lines as best you can, right along the lines. And the better job you can do with keeping along the lines, the more it's going to look like a brick. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to make as many bricks as we can. And I want you to be thinking about all the different kinds of things that you can do to help out around your house, in the community while we're dealing with this lockdown and all the various ways that it is. And I know that, that for some of the children that you possibly might be looking at going back to school in June. Some may not. And I know for some it's been really tough. I know for the year sixes, because I know a fair number of year sixes, it's been hard. My son is in his GCSE year, his exam year this year, and it's been, in some ways you think, well, they don't have to take exams, but there's a lot of stuff at the end of your school time, and then year six and the parties and prom and different things like that. That it is tough because you're not getting to do the things that everyone else had gotten to do, and you're maybe missing things. But hang in there. You know what? Life is difficult in so many ways, and it's getting past those difficult bits and finding your way forward and continuing on, even though things aren't like what you want it to be. So there again, I've folded all my little bits there, so it should look something like that. And so what I found out, and the easiest way to do it is if you take these little tabs, and you're going to fold them in. You're going to fold them inside, and basically you just want to create that little box. And I find that if you take all the little tabs and put them toward the inside, that does seem to help. And then you have a little lid that goes right across the top. And I find if you get the box sort of together, and then you get yourself a little bit of sticky tape, like I got, a little bit of sticky tape, and then you could do maybe a bit across the top like that. Oops. Now this is the fitted bit, like I said, parents. So if you help your children with this, help them with this. And kids, don't worry about it if it doesn't look perfect. Mine's not perfect. Don't worry about it. That's not the point. And you can have a lot of fun with this. Okay. And I put 2 bits of tape on the end, 1 bit of tape on the side, and then my brick looks like that. And all I want you to do is I want you to get, felt tip won't be so good, but maybe get you like a biro, something like that, and you just want to write maybe one thing that you can do. And maybe it's tidy my room, to help your parents out. Because if you're around the house a lot, I bet your room gets really messy really quickly. So that could be one of your bricks. So if you want to, I want to cut all those out and think about all the different kinds of things that you can do to help your community during this time. We have one more thing that we want to do, and I need to find out where it is. Sorry about that. I had to go out of the studio as I was looking at this in our living room. Had to grab our bag. So you're going to have a little bag like this, and inside this little bag, you're going to open it up. Inside this little bag, you're going to have a bit of knitting wool like that, all different colors, really cool. And then you're going to have a bit of this card, okay, rectangular card with a hole in the middle. And what you want to do is we're going to make an NHS pom-pom. We want to continue to show support for the NHS, for all that they do, for all those care workers. Our daughter is a care worker. She works in a care home, and they do a lot of work. So we just want to say thank you to them. And so what you want to do is that you want to take this, and you're going to just wind this around, the card, and then you want to leave a little bit left. And so I'll show you what we're going to do with a little bit that we have left, okay? So with the magic of television. Okay, we're going to stop there, and I'm going to cut it off. And then we're going to take a piece of this, and we're going to cut it off as well. I don't know, you can use about, I don't know, maybe I don't know if you think about feet or inches or whatever, but about that much, doesn't really matter. But we want to put it all the way through from one side, all the way through the hole. So it comes out the other side of our card. And then we're going to put it back through the other side, the other end, like so, so that we wrap around the entire thing. Okay, do you see that? So, okay, I'll put it, and then all the way through the back side. So it almost looks like as you're sat on a swing, something like that. Okay, and then we want to take this, we want to tie those two ends together as tight as we can. As tight as we can, like that. And do a double knot. Oh, like that. Okay, so it should look something like that. All right, and then we're going to take some scissors, and you want to take your scissors and you want to get inside of there, and you want to cut. You want to cut all the way through both sides, like that, and on the other side, like that. And obviously, we tried to give you enough wool for one really good pom-pom. And the whole idea of this was that we wanted to do a multicolored pom-pom like the rainbows. May not be exactly rainbow color, but it's close enough. And then you sort of got a pom-pom at the end, okay? So if you want to, you could give it a bit of a haircut if you want to, and kind of shape it up, that sort of thing, however way you want to do it. And our scissors are not very sharp here, but that's the idea. That's the idea. Okay, shape it up as you want. If you want to, it'd be great if you could hang this on your door, hang it somewhere just to show everyone that you support the NHS, okay? So lots of things going on. Send us some pictures, show us what you've done. Take your bunting, drop it off at the post office throughout the week into next week. Do your book, do the time capsule, do your jigsaw, send us some pictures, have a lot of fun, and then we'll see you at the huddle time.